Hey Cachers, Derek here, Big Six Clan. Today we continue our interview with Olaf over in Germany, and we talk about a reverse geocache. You don't want to miss this. Doing Arduinos is kind of like a never-ending process, learning process, am I correct?
Yes. So again, coming back, unfortunately, Tim stepped out of this smart caches, I think, more than a year ago, and I fully understand why he did it. He went back to the gadget caches. So the first thing is, I think we should explain is what is a smart cache. Smart cache is a cache which is interacting with the cacher. This means the cacher is doing something, and this cache has a reaction. I hope this is at least a little bit English what I'm saying. It has a reaction on what the cacher is doing. Yeah, and it's a process of learning. It's not only a process of learning about the hardware, about the software, about programming and so on. I will give you one example, what I have learned, which is maybe a little bit funny, and maybe it takes a little bit too much time for your interview, but I like to do it.
No problem, go for it.
One of my first geocaches was a so-called reverse geocache. I think most of you will know what a reverse geocache is, but in some few words, you have a box, and the box is telling you have to go 300 feet in an angle of don't know what. And you are going there, and inside the box there is a GPS module which is checking if you are really at this place. If you are at this place, the box says something, and at the end it's saying, okay, now you are going so much feet in this direction to another thing. It took a little bit time for me, for sure, to program it, and then it was working really fine here in Germany. I'm living north, as you, in the world. I'm living east of Greenwich. So this means my coordinates are east. And when my coordinates are increasing, I'm going east.
Okay.
And I discovered when on the other side, so this means in the States, there you are on west coordinates. And when these coordinates are increasing, then you are going west. This means that in my program, because I like to program all my sketches, that they are usable all over the world. Colleagues of mine are saying I'm totally stupid on that. So I programmed it for 4 different areas where you are, north or south, east or west. The problem was my sketch worked perfect here in Germany, but not with Tim in the States. I can't remember how often he went out with a prototype and said to me, Olaf, the angle is correct, but the display is telling me I have to go 13,000 miles into a direction. It was really awful for me. And at the end, to make now the story a little bit short, at the end I discovered that GPS coordinates neither have a north or south, nor in east or west.
Okay.
They are positive or negative. This means, now coming back only to the latitude, Tim is not living in the latitude of west 78, he is living in the latitude minus 78.
Okay.
And when he is going to minus 70, he is also going east because the latitude is larger than the initial one. And this meant it was great that I have programmed this sketch for 4 different areas in the world. No, my German approach was working all over the world. And this is something, as an example, and I hope this example is a little bit interesting for the geocachers working with GPS coordinates. There are no north and south and east and west coordinates. They are north and east are positive, south and west are negative, and what you are programming is working all over the world. This was one of the things, and I discovered this, I can't remember, I think in the small town Tim is living nearby. There I found this the first time. On their internet page, they are telling the GPS coordinates of the small town, Hatchesville, if I well remember, as north and west, but in a smaller letters or smaller size below, they are saying it in minus and plus. And from there, yeah, I learned a lot. And this is only a silly example of what I have learned. Maybe it's not useful, nobody needs it, but for me, I'm a little bit strange in such things. I loved it to learn something like that.
I think that's absolutely fascinating. And in those that are wanting to get into doing that type of caches, because I have several friends that are wanting to do reverse caches, this may solve several problems that they may be running into. So I really appreciate that. That's really great. So are all your caches that you put out, are they Arduinos?
Most of them, yes. But I have a problem here in where I'm living. First, we are in Germany much more crowded than in the States, especially if I'm comparing my area with the area where Tim is living. The people are, let me say, not so convinced to caches. So I know for Tim that he is asked by businessmen, restaurants, and so on, hey, Tim, please, would you also place a cache in front of my door? Here in Germany, it's completely different. All the time you are receiving a no. This is why I came in contact with a guy who is living, in miles, let me say 250 miles south of me, okay, in the country of Thüringen. And there I have placed some of my latest caches. And he loves mysteries. To be honest, I hate them. But he asked me, Olaf, let's do some mysteries. And I did some, and one idea I had is there is a so-called Horsehead Nebula, which is in astronomics, a very famous thing in astronomics. I took one picture of it. I made two of it. In one of it, I added one single star with my program here on my PC. And then I put some coordinates on it. And in the listing, there is nothing about the cache. There's only something stolen from Wikipedia about the Horsehead Nebula and nothing else.
Wow.
So what in astronomics, in earlier time, how the astronomics found a new star. They took an old picture, they took the new picture, and they switched between the both pictures very quickly. And then the new star is blinking.
Okay, right.
Because it's on one picture, but not on the other one. So
right.
This is, so when you are looking to the listing, you are only seeing, it seems, 2 times the same picture with some coordinates on it, nothing else. And you have to find out by yourself. So the easiest thing is put the 2 pictures into a movie creation program. I'm working on Mac OS. So as iMovie as an example, put all the time these 2 pictures into this timeline, and then playing it, and then you will see that one star is blinking. And when you are discovering the star by the lines in it, you can discover the final coordinates of that. So this is also what I did, but to be honest, mysteries are not what I like to do. This mystery is has a lot of favorite points. Here I also published it here where I'm living, and he published it as his. It's got a lot of favorite points, but to be honest, this is not what I like to do.
I completely understand. Mysteries are hard for me as well. Even a lot of times coming up with the concepts, but I'm starting to work on a few. So that I'm really excited about that, and I like that idea. It's a really great idea. Wow, that was absolutely fascinating. Get to hearing about that reverse geocache and that mystery cache. I hope you really learned something today, and I really hope that you might have picked up a few little light bulb moments talking about the reverse geocache if you're wanting to build one, and how maybe to solve a mystery cache. All right, guys, leave me a comment down below if a light bulb went off during those 2 segments. All right, don't go anywhere. Check out another one of these videos just right over here, and check out the story behind the cache.